Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's special edition. And we have a unique guest with us today. He's going to be sharing his expert journey, and I bet you're going to enjoy it because it's different from all what you've been hearing so far. And he's also coming from a surprise country. So he's coming also from Ghana, which makes it a bit more interesting. So you get to have a view to all of these things beyond just what we see around us, and you're able to see how someone is able to have influence even beyond his own country. So there's a lot of cross-country opportunities that comes with you being very good with financial modeling. His name is Bernard Obeng Boateng, and he's the founder and also the one in charge in terms of leading best. The full name is Best Evolution Systems and I think Technology. But I know and training, yes. So I know more the acronym more. And the thing is that right there in Ghana, they are the only one approved by FMI, Financial Modeling Institute, as an approved training provider. Over the few years that FMI has been in existence and they started the exam in Ghana, almost everyone who has written the exam in Ghana had to go through him. So you'll be getting from someone who has both our West African local feel and also that international flavor also. So I'm not going to say a lot. I'm not going to deny you the chance of hearing him, bear it out to you all how his journey has been and every important and meaningful thing you want to learn, even about the financial modeling world and the certification side of it. I'm going to let him do the bulk of the talking. And so I'm going to hand it over to Ben right now. So Bernard, over to you.
Thank you very much, Michael. And thank you for hosting me this afternoon. That's a rather intimidating introduction. In this area of Excel and financial modeling, I rather see myself as a passionate learner. And I must say that if you are tagged as an expert, it can be very intimidating in this Excel and financial modeling realm. But again, we are here to learn and share, and I'm glad to be here. So this is to share my Excel journey, which has been a very interesting one. I thank God for this opportunity and the gift to share this skill to people. I must say my introduction to Excel started after my national service days. I worked in GT Bank, so that's the connection to Nigeria. My entire career before I started Best was mostly at Guaranteed Trust Bank. And they had started very, very fresh in Ghana. And I was in that department where we use Excel a lot. So, typically in domestic operations, you are supposed to build schedules for loans, for leases. We also run a fixed asset register. We also did depreciation, OPEX, and CAPEX. Thing is, I'm not sure most corporate workers get formal training in Microsoft Excel. And that was the situation. You were just thrown into it. And for every activity, for every schedule, you are supposed to come up with a new template. And because the bank was fairly new, most of these templates had to be done by us. And that was a fairly good introduction to Excel. I spent about 4 years, and I must say my major break with using Excel, even though at that time I really didn't go beyond formulas. It was just building templates with some average. I'm not sure I even used if around that time. But I like the whole idea of using Excel, the clarity, the logic. And I must say I fell in love at that point. But it got to this point in time where I realized I could do more. I could do more with Excel. So, it gets to this point, you want to be able to impact and then give more to the world. That was that passion. And I'm sure everybody has got to that point before. So I left GT Bank. GT Bank was a fantastic place, but I left GT Bank to think about what I wanted to do with my life. It was a very crazy point, I must say. So for like the next 6 months after leaving GT Bank, I was at home, just trying to think through what is possible. God being so good, I came across a former client at GT Bank, and she was a school proprietor. So we're discussing things, particularly on financial management. She had a dedicated software, but she wasn't happy. She thought the software was too rigid. So she wanted something flexible, something she could actually track budget and actual and all that. I decided to pay her a visit. And that was my first active engagement after leaving GT Bank. I had not even formed Best yet. So that engagement led me to understand how possible it is to use Excel to solve problems. I mean, for somebody who had a dedicated software and the person wanted to move away from using dedicated software, I thought Excel would do a good job. And this is the funny thing. When I went to the school, I checked other tools. And at the point I got frustrated. So I decided, okay, you know what? Can we start building this from scratch using Excel? So I remember I opened a blank sheet and started. I had what I wanted to do in my mind, but I had to build this gradually. So I looked for this book, a very fantastic book written by Wayne Winston, Excel, Microsoft Excel 2007 then. That was data analysis and business modeling. And I remember I read the first 9 chapters of the book, including all the exercises, just to get an idea. So I was learning some ifs for the first time. I was learning average ifs for the first time, if for the first time. So I sat in my room, and for everything I wanted to do with the system, I opened the chapter to read. And for me, it was amazing. I really enjoyed that experience. What I came up with eventually wasn't too sophisticated, but it served the purpose. And I must say that for almost 7 years now, that simple template has evolved into a very effective system. School is using it for school fees, terminal reports, and all that. That was very crucial in my learning journey. I keep telling our trainees that for me, I feel the best way to get to know the software is to get your hands dirty. You may get the concepts watching videos, attending trainings, but you need to get comfortable building from scratch, making mistakes and all that. And I thank God for that experience. Since then, I have not looked back. I fell in love with it. We started Business Evolution Systems together with my friend and brother partner, Celestine. The goal was to support SMEs, but I was drawn towards training in Excel. So hence the training part. So after that experience, I thought I could do more with Excel, and I got my first corporate training. And here I was recommended by my former boss at GT Bank, who had then moved on to Access Bank. And he organized this training for his team. And for me, that training was a baptism of fire. I had never done a corporate training before. So here I was invited to now train about 30 or so people. These were fellow bankers, people I started banking with. And that also required that you dig in and then do more, because I'm sure they were not average users, they expected more. That training was for a week, and after that, I realized there was a calling. This was something that I enjoyed doing. I enjoyed the idea of solving problems for people and all that. So since that training, I was looking for ways to impact, and started this short video series, very rough early stages, but from feedback from people who used it, they found it very useful. So they came back with feedback. We improved it. We shared on WhatsApp. We shared on LinkedIn. And through that, we got a lot of people getting to you with trainings, connecting to you, asking questions, follow-up questions. And you realize that when you put yourself in that situation, it helps you grow. It helps you grow. I dare say nobody can say he knows everything about Excel. Even the software was not created by one person. It keeps evolving. And if you realize, even just yesterday, they released a new function, stock history, which is going to be launched very soon. Let has been released, XLOOKUP in the last few months. Software keeps evolving. So you have to be passionate. You would have to be ready to get your hands dirty in order to master this. Even though mastery, I must say, is a bit evasive. With practice, I'm sure you should be able to get to that point. So in 2017-18, God has been good. Got a lot of referrals, and I had a lot of trainings for most corporates. But one major milestone for me personally is the vibrant, active community we have in Ghana. And this is my family, the Finest School. The Finest School is one vibrant Excel community. We've had this almost 4 years now. And these are people from different areas in Ghana, banking, oil and gas, the service industry, IT. We have our regular weekend sessions. And in this community, we share ideas. You get a lot of feedback, teaching Excel, financial modeling. And there are a lot of great stories with the Finest School. There are people who have even joined the class without an Excel installation. And you see people go through the rank, learn Excel, and even be able to transfer knowledge and teach in the community. You realize that it is possible if you are dedicated and you want to do this. So,
hi, so Bernard.
Hi, Michael.
I just want to give a context to some of what you're saying, because I know some of them, some of the audiences who maybe this is the first time they're encountering you. I want them to understand that, it's a bit difficult to say when they don't see, because I was in Ghana and I saw the amount of, I think the whole of Accra, even the university area, right? How much you are able to galvanize them, take people who don't know Excel at all, people who, some are students, some have just finished, some are trying to go into postgraduate learning, and some are also career guys who are already working, and then they want to be able to do more in their career, and then they get to learn about, get in contact with you, and the amount of people you have been an inspiration to, and how you've taken people from not knowing Excel at all to them being able to do a lot with Excel, and also financial modeling. That's the one that amazed me the most. This AFM, how you were able to start with people in universities, take them through knowing Excel, which is a big feat in itself, then take them through financial modeling, the theoretical side of it, then also that intricate, that modeling side of it, that one that has to merge both your theoretical knowledge with the financial concepts and the Excel knowledge, and then the practical reality of the business. And the height of it is some of them paid that high amount to do the exam, because the exam is not cheap. So which means that whoever is going to do the exam has got that strong confidence and has done a lot of practice and is very confident of his ability to pass the exam. And a lot of people passed. And that in itself is something that I see a lot of people in Nigeria, those I talk to, that even those who say they know financial modeling, they do it already for maybe they do it in their company, or they help some people to do it. When it gets to paying for the exam and writing the exam, you see how they start postponing, how they start beginning to work backwards. And it's because it dawns on them that, well, they know, but what they know is not that robust enough when they see all that they should know to be able to go for the exam and pass. And here you are, in Ghana, and in a community of some are just learning, some are already advanced in their career, and you're able to take everybody and show them that big picture and help them to cover up the gaps they have, and be able to practically, learn all these things and deliver in terms of practical results, because the exam is all about practice. You have, I think, four hours to do for a company you've not seen before, and it's all practical. It's not OBJ, it's not writing an essay, which I know some people are used to this kind of exam. It has to just be, your model has to work and has to factor in real life situations. Should the company invest in something else or not, and all those dynamic things. I want the participants, all of you listening, I wanted to even ask him questions about how you two, if you have challenges with connecting the reality with what you are learning. He's just the right person. He's been doing this for a lot of people. When I was in Ghana, I think about 3 years ago, I was fortunate to be in a class that he was holding for someone who is, I think he works in one of the big banks, and also he's a manager level, like senior manager level person. And if you see how much respect and how much he's willing to learn from Bernard, because all what he does are all practical driven, and the value is just there. It's not a case of try it out. It's a case of it is just there. So I just want people to be aware that they can ask you questions about how they can go from not knowing anything, or all those dots that used to be a bit tricky to connect, how they can get from you. And they should please ask questions. We are monitoring your questions. I'll pass them to him. All right, so I just wanted to mention that the finance school you mentioned is one of those, is what you set up at a point to be able to take people from ground zero to that ultimate height of them being professionals in that area. So sorry for interrupting. I just wanted them to be aware that there's that great background behind all what you're saying. All right.
Nice one, Michael. So the finance school is something that is very close to my heart. Out of the community, we've developed friends, we've developed family. It's just not Excel and financial modeling. And looking back, I dare say I couldn't have done this alone. I thank God for putting together this community. It has almost 170 people passing through in the last 3 years. We have a student body, the University of Ghana Business School. These are students who came together on their own, decided that they needed this financial modeling skill. And particularly Diwenga, this is one of the students who was very passionate about financial modeling. He single-handedly organized his students, and we had a student class in financial modeling. Out of this student class, we've been able to train advanced financial modelers. We've also brought in people from the corporate world. And so if you can see my screen, this is a typical exam session in Ghana. Touching on the Financial Modeling Institute, that was one huge milestone. I didn't come from a finance background, apart from my banking experience. And this is to inspire people who think it is not possible to master financial modeling, even if you don't have an accounting and finance background. I was in the business school, all right, but I majored in insurance. The experience I have in finance and accounting was what I learned at GT Bank. And the desire to link Excel to something practical led me to follow Modeloff. And people who know Modeloff, these are the people who are trying to standardize the financial modeling concept. When I followed Modeloff, I got introduced to the Financial Modeling Institute. And this is one body that I find is doing a very good job. So I sent emails to them that I feel there's a community in Ghana that really needs the skill. And I think they should have an exam center in Ghana. At that point, the only exam center was in Nigeria, and I got feedback. So they established an exam center here. That was back in 2018. And we've successfully trained 22 advanced financial modelers. This global certification came in at the right time. And I'm sure if you go to their website, you see the advantages that they bring in standardizing financial modeling. Exams are held globally. And as I speak now, we are still preparing trainees to write the October exam. The exam actually is in 3 levels. There is the Advanced Financial Modeler, there is the Chartered Financial Modeler, and then there's also the Master Financial Modeler. And these exams are held all over the world across 30 cities. We are privileged to be part with our cousins, Nigeria. There's South Africa in there, there's Kenya in there. Financial modeling has not been the same, I must say, since we got introduced to the Financial Modeling Institute. The body of knowledge, the approach in building a 3-way integrated financial model, and some of the case studies that are coming up with the Chartered Financial Modeler program, I think will really force you to advance your financial modeling career. We've had very, very good stories enrolling people in this exam. And sometimes you realize that for the fact that the exam allows you to sit in person 4 hours, modeling from a blank sheet, a very practical case study. For most of the people who've gone through the Advanced Financial Modeling program, you realize that it shows in their work. The feedback has been good. People got promotions and all that. And I feel with this program, most people have now come to the realization that it is just not enough being able to balance a model, but the whole idea of applying the knowledge in your workspace to financial modeling is also very critical. So that journey has been exciting. We are still training, and I think in Africa, apart from Business Evolution Systems, your BizEdge, which is Michael's firm, is also doing a good job in Nigeria. D Brown, I know, is also doing a good job in Nigeria. So for those who are interested in this modeling certification, I'm sure you are in good hands. Whatever option you choose, The important thing is to practice and make sure the skill is relevant to you. Coming back to financial modeling school and finance school, I see a lot of opportunities even beyond financial modeling. Currently, we are introducing analytics. I even see a possible merger between those who are passionate about analytics, in this case, Power BI, Power Query, data model, and financial modeling. And I feel people who can even put themselves in between these two areas will even be in demand. So we try and add some of these other programs to make our learning more practical and more effective. In our class, we average about 40-45 people per session. And as I said, it's a continuous class. We have it every semester in a year. We take a break. And out of this community, to the glory of God, I think we've raised giants in Ghana who are very good in financial modeling. A very good team to support this. Osbert, Ernest, Ferdinand, Priscilla, all these guys have been very, very, very useful and supportive. Daniel, the winger, and they provide that needed support to keep this going. So my journey is just to inspire everybody that don't get stuck with just the concepts. Keep learning, keep watching videos, keep getting your hands dirty. And I must say that in the process, I've also been inspired by people like Michael, Victor, Oken, Charles. These are people who share very insightful aspects of Excel. And I keep learning every day. And this has been my journey so far.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So interestingly, there's someone who has a testimonial about, his encounter with you, and I said I'm going to pass it along and read it. His name is the Winger. I hope I pronounced it well. D-W-I-N-G-A. And he says, a quick testimonial. The first time I met Bernard, I didn't have Excel installed on my PC. He trained and mentored me. Today, I am a certified financial modeler and Excel training. Ben, as we call him, keeps changing lives like mine. And he says, thank you, Bernard. So, like I said, yeah, he is the kind of person who has this experience in helping you to go from zero to hero. Let me put it that way. And it's amazing the amount of work you are doing. Let me just, when I keep saying amazing, people think I like to use these superlatives and all these adjectives just anyhow. Yes, maybe sometimes, but in this case, this is not one of those times I'm using it wrongly or I'm overusing it. If you are active on LinkedIn and maybe you come across some bit of Excel and financial modeling fairly consistently, you would have come across Bernard. And I'm talking about those of us in Nigeria. I'm not even talking about those of you that are attending this session from Ghana. Those of us in Nigeria, there is nobody who is active in none of us who gets things in the Excel space and financial modeling space who will not have come across Bernard's content, who will not have been blessed by some of his tutorial. He does these quick tips. Maybe he will share with us some of them. So he does this, I don't know what the frequency in a week, but I think it used to be weekly. I don't know how many times a week, where it takes a short productivity hack, something that you can learn in 2 to maybe max is 5 minutes, but usually tries to keep them like 2-3 minutes long. And you will learn something that you can immediately apply in your work, something that you can immediately use to boost your productivity. And that thing, that productivity hack series that he's been doing, he's been so consistent with it that some of us watch out for it every week. And then a lot of us in Nigeria here, we get to know him because of that, because we're able to see those things and we apply it and we see the benefit and we comment and others see it, and before you know it, is sometimes I think on LinkedIn is more popular in Nigeria than he probably is in Ghana. And so I just want as many of you that have questions to feel free to shoot him your question, ask about whatever it is in this domain of financial modeling. And I Excel too, because he's a guru in Excel. In fact, I think he started more with that before becoming also heavily focused in the financial modeling space. So Bernard, I want to ask you, if there's someone amongst the audience right now who maybe before now has been taking some haphazard approach to his learning, is confused about the structure you should follow in learning, what will you advise? If you're going to talk to someone who is not able to come for your class, who is physically far away, and you want to advise the person on how to go about in a structured way, is learning to becoming someone that can even go for the AFM certification, what will you say in some, fixed number of steps that the person should do?
Thank you, Michael. I have witnessed people like Dewinga move from no installation of Excel to now even teaching Excel. Apart from Dewinga, people have come to the class and you realize they've not even created a formula before. Now, to inspire people like these, I want to say that it is possible to master Excel with commitment. The approach basically I use is to help people understand Excel in context, what it's supposed to do. So I normally say, as a software, it does calculation. It is used for data analysis, and you can use it for creating a database. So any class I stand, I'm able to draw these 3 blocks. That if you're a calculations person, Excel is there for you. If you are just inputting data, Excel is there for you. If you want to analyze data, Excel is there for you. From this simplistic approach, I encourage people to find their strength and then dig deep. You realize that for almost the 400 and over functions in Excel, not all of them are used often. In our Excel for Work financial modeling class, we concentrate on just about 10 of these functions. So here in this case, we are looking at some ifs and the family. We are looking at if, the lookups, some products, which I love very much. I feel if you're able to master these 10 functions very well and try and solve problems with them, it gives you a very solid foundation. After that, you are able to now master some of the ad hoc tools like pivot tables, what if analysis, solver, and all those other tools. Again, try and link it to solve a problem. You see, sometimes the disconnect is you get the knowledge, but you are not able to apply it to real life scenarios. And for me, if you are not able to take the knowledge and apply it to real life scenarios, there's a certain disconnect. You are most likely going to forget it very quickly. And talking about the Excel hacks, I feel it is one area that has really, really made me grow personally. It's inspired by how I learn. I know that it is good to sometimes watch webinars and very long videos, but for me, when I go into a video, I'm just looking for the meat. What is it that I can get and then apply to solve a real life situation? And that was what inspired the creation of the short videos. Can the person get what he needs in less than 3 minutes? Once that foundation is there, the person can now explore other ways to apply that. I must say that the Excel Hacks video series has been very, very successful. Even if I am not feeling well, even if I have traveled, I owe it as a duty to all the thousands of followers who expect it every Monday and Friday, because I feel in that you are solving problems. I've had a lot of feedback. Sometimes you do a topic and it was the exact problem somebody is facing when you push it out there. And the difference is, instead of just doing any topic, we try to focus on problem areas. Training corporates, I have discovered that people do a lot of things the hard way. With this feedback, people asking you questions, I come and then I'm able to design something around that problem and then share it as a hack. We've done almost 200 of these videos, and sometimes, to the glory of God, you sit down and the inspiration comes to even do a particular problem area. We'll keep doing it as the questions come. We'll keep doing it as the feedback comes. And in that, I believe I grow. And that is also to inspire people who are learning this afresh. That please get comfortable. What's the worst that can happen? Excel has crashed. You can always restart that. And one thing that I always encourage people to do is also get comfortable building things from scratch. My financial modeling experience has mainly been driven by this desire to always remodel people's financial models. And Michael, I'm saying this to you. I've actually modeled your your model before. When I started this career, I saw one model you did online, and I decided to take it from scratch and then build it from the beginning to the end. And in that, I learned a lot. Recently, I came across one young Nigerian guy who is doing very well, Victor. Victor shared his break-even model, and I tore it down, built it from scratch, and we had an engagement. He's a friend now. We share ideas, we share tips. So if there's any lesson at all, if there's any advice at all, my advice is get comfortable getting your hands dirty. Excel is not about perfection. Financial modeling is not about perfection. Try and solve problems. And in solving problems and getting your hands dirty, you quickly grow and master the subject area.
Great. And we have some more feedback from people that they want us to pass across to you. So let me read them, as I have some of them here so I don't misquote them. Huh? So there's someone who I think he signed in with anonymous. He didn't sign in with his account, so he couldn't trace his name, but he knows you. He says, Ben is an amazing guy. He helps you without demanding anything. I haven't met him in person, but he's helped me in many ways. Great guy. And that's someone. And this other person says, his name is Isaac. He says, I'm an organizational development consultant. I have benefited immensely from Benan's weekly publication. So you see, people are using those your weekly tips, and not just people that you know. So now people who you do not know, people who have maybe not gotten across back to you to say, you know, awesome things I've been able to do with it. And then the same Isaac has asked a question again that we say we'll pass to you. So, or maybe it's a different Isaac. Okay, so this one is Isaac Adamte. I hope I pronounced the names well. So I guess maybe he's a Ghanaian. He says, please ask him if he has some packages regarding the amount to be paid for training for other undergraduate students who will like to learn Excel. Okay, I think it means who will like to learn Excel from the basics. Thank you. So let me repeat it. Please ask him if he has some packages regarding the amount to be paid for training for undergraduate students who will like to learn Excel from the basics. So that's one question they have for you. And then to the general audience, please, if you have any question, pass them now so that we can ask him and he can answer you directly. Also, I'm going to put some links in the Q&A of how you can connect with Bernard. He's willing to accept your link on your connection request on LinkedIn, and he has this amazing YouTube channel that you can, all these weekly tips we have been talking about that people are giving testimonies around, and he has also shared how much he tries to put into creating them. You can access them also on his YouTube channel. We're going to share that link, and also I'm going to share the link of his website so that you can see, the different services. You saw him share his screen, right? You saw, some images of some sessions that have happened, especially if you're in Ghana and you can take advantage of the class sessions. Great. And for those of us that are in Nigeria that still want to take advantage, there are some virtual sessions that is running now that you also will be able to take advantage of. I'm going to share those links, and please shoot your questions. So Bernard, the question the person has asked. So for undergraduate students who would like to learn Excel from the basics, what packages do you have for them? Right.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm very passionate about helping students get a firm grip of Excel, especially while they are in school. I say if we had that opportunity in school, we'll probably be way ahead, even though we are very happy where we are. So we have dedicated sessions for our undergraduates. At the University of Ghana, Legon, we have a student group at the business school. We also have another student groups at the economics department. We are currently launching what we call season 5. So season 5 is a blended learning edition. Because of the COVID and the partial lockdown, we are having online Zoom sessions. We are having our first class on the 27th of June, God willing. We are going to have Excel for work, intermediate, advanced topics. We'll also have business intelligence, BI, with Power BI and Excel. And then we'll also run the financial modeling program with valuation techniques using the FMI body of knowledge. So for students, we have a very special package for you. In fact, when we are dealing with students, it's almost pro bono. So please get in touch with us. We are able to help you go through this. In fact, this morning, we're even discussing a full scholarship for all undergraduates who want to enroll. And because this is held via Zoom, I'm also reaching out to our Nigerian brothers and sisters who are undergraduates, that if you want to start learning Excel, you can join this online community now. And we have very easy ways you can enjoy this without the financial burden. So rest assured, connect after this, and then we would connect you to our first class starting 27th of June. So
awesome,
the class,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me let you go on. Yes.
So I was saying that this season 5, we call it, is rather an exciting one, because in all the 3 years we've run the finance school, we've had a very interactive physical meeting. And when we meet, it's a very lively class. We share project work, we share problems to solve, we present in groups and all that. But unfortunately or fortunately, we would have to now explore using this blended learning option. So what we intend doing is to have live Zoom sessions on weekends, and then also leave recorded videos for each section. So for those who are not able to join our weekend sessions, when you join our community, you have access to our online videos. So you can learn and then play it at your own pace. So we are running this from June to September. And we already have about 20 people registered for the financial modeling exam in October. These people are already preparing. We want to introduce mock sessions. We believe the mock sessions puts the candidates in an exam situation. And that's what one advantage you get with a financial modeling exam. By building a model from scratch in under 4 hours, you really exit knowing that you've really gained competence in building financial models. So we'll have mock sessions before October for those candidates who want to enroll in the Financial Modeling Institute's AFM exams. God willing, we'll be launching the next level, which is the Chartered Financial Modeler program in October. So hopefully, aside our 22 advanced financial modelers, we'll open the door for people to now study and learn for the Chartered Financial Modeler program, and then probably go on to the Master Financial Modeler program. And those who are conversant with the Financial Modeling Institute, the certification is in 3 levels. So the first one is the Advanced Financial Modeler, and then you go on to the Chartered Financial Modeler, and then finally the Master Financial Modeler. We want to open doors to make it possible for those in Ghana and in Africa to be able to get the certification. And aside that, we also will be organizing practical seminars. These seminars are going to solve problems in the industry. They are not just theoretical topics. We want to pick real headaches that people encounter using Excel and Power BI. And these, God willing, will be coming up before the end of the year. And in the meantime, our Excel hacks is still going on. We send these videos on Mondays and Fridays. At the end of it, if you want to join our broadcast list, you can send ad to our WhatsApp number, and then we'll add you to the group.
Okay.
So that's.
I think maybe I will also get that. Okay, maybe what we'll do, I don't know how we can, maybe if you can chat me with the WhatsApp number to post it to them so that they can also benefit, because I've already posted the YouTube channel where they can get the past recordings of and even the future recordings, future ones of the tips. So I've already put that one there, and yes, they already have access to that. I've also put your website so they can be able to check out some of what you're saying, all of these different, especially the university students who, for them, this will be coming at almost free, or like you said, at a price that they will not feel, so they can take advantage of those offers. And also, someone has asked a question. I think we have maybe like 2 or 3 questions right now. So ready? Let me send you back to the live and ask the questions directly. So before the question, there is someone who put his initial as DK. He says, "Thank you, Bernard, for the bi-weekly Excel skills updates." So I'm guessing it's that Monday and Friday tutorials you create. So I tell you, those things are going further than you've ever maybe imagined.
Thank God.
And okay, so and someone else, Chris, is asking, after learning Excel, are there jobs that someone can get in the market? Okay, so maybe there's also one other question. Maybe should I let you answer this before I ask the other question? So his question is, Chris is asking, after learning Excel, are there jobs that someone can get, are there jobs that one can get from just knowing Excel?
I mean, knowing Excel is going to take you to places, I'll be honest. There are people who doing just one presentation got promotion. As long as organizations are working with numbers, as long as organizations are working with data, and then they need reports, I don't think Excel is going away. And for those who have mastered areas like financial modeling, analytics, Power BI, you realize that these people are always in demand. And if you go to a typical organization, the person who really knows Excel is most always the popular person, because a lot of the routine office tasks that people do at the office involve Excel, right from the customer service point to financial control, all the way to monthly performance review. At the heart of every activity is the need to analyze numbers and report. So yes, learning Excel is going to put you at a very great advantage, especially if you go on to add financial modeling and analytics as we've come to know it now. In fact, now I'll encourage people to even go beyond learning Excel and then embrace Power BI, which is the new tool for analyzing huge volumes of data. Okay. And if you are able to add certain skills like presentation, PowerPoint, and all those things, as a graduate, trust me, you are way ahead of your contemporaries. And I would encourage every undergrad. I keep saying if we had this when we were in the university, a lot of doors would have opened, but we are still very satisfied, very happy with the little that Excel has added to our career. So it's not too late. Get on board and get your hands dirty. By the time you exit school, trust me, you find opportunities. Even if you are not employed, like Michael, like myself, there's a huge industry of consultants and trainers who make a daily living just teaching Excel and Power BI. And I say that one of the most popular topics on the internet is Excel. Post any question online. Post any question online about Excel. It is one area you are definitely going to get a response. So it shows you how popular the skill is. So if you are contemplating on what skill to add to your degree, please, Excel will definitely put you at an advantage.
Okay, so thanks for that. You've done an amazing justice to that question, because I'm sure a lot of other people will have benefited from your answer. People sometimes underestimate what they have, maybe because when we buy computers, Microsoft Office come pre-installed, and then they keep thinking until they go and learn the one that they have to suffer to install, they have to pay some money, maybe cost hundreds of dollars before someone will be willing to pay them money for using that tool. It doesn't work that way. The truth is, what people will pay you money for is value. If you can deliver value, they don't care so much about what sometimes it costs you to deliver that value. What they care about is this value that you're delivering to me, how much do I feel is commensurate to reward you for with it. And so you find out that when you know Excel and you can use it to deliver value, it doesn't matter anymore that the person you are even teaching or you are using this for has it already. It's not like it's something that is so scarce. And so once people begin to get away from that mindset of, I must go and focus on something that is so abstract before I can think of value for my career from what I'm learning, then I guess they'll be willing to put more effort into learning Excel, and they will see all these things, because like you said, we are all testimonies of how much my story is a bit funny in terms of I started as a field engineer. I was programming base station subsystems. These are like telco masts. So these are like if a network, if a telco company, say Glo or Entail, wants to expand, we are the ones who will go and bring the community live. We are the ones who we used to call it commission the site so that you'll be able to receive phone calls there. So it was like the height of in my own field, the kind of technology you want to learn, where unless you are there to bring it live, they will not be able to get phone calls there. Then the language you use is called MML, man-machine language. So that is definitely like the height of the kind of programming. You can't see materials on it just anywhere. They are always restricted to, even before you know, not so many people even know it's something like that exists. That's what we used to program those base stations. But then after I changed job and been in that career, I was the one who decided that, no, this is not what I want to do anymore. It wasn't a case of maybe I didn't have option, I went for Excel. No, I chose Excel over that lifestyle. I chose Excel over, and I didn't know as much Excel or as much as I know now. But then the thing is, I was seeing the value I was creating with the little I knew, and how much people were willing to look for me, go through lengths. I don't want to say some things because I might be breaching some confidentiality, but when I saw what was happening from just the little Excel I knew, and even in my company with all the MML and all those technical things, certifications I knew, I never went beyond the technical circle. People in the management side, people in the key decision makers, they don't notice me. In fact, I'm like a headache to them, because when we send our stuffs to them, they don't understand. So it's like headache. It's like we're giving them trouble rather than solving problems for them. They just want to keep us out of the picture. And as long as nothing is having faults, then good, nobody cares whether we exist. But then when I started being able to do reports that are outside of that for people, help people solve issues that are business related, gradually I started getting a lot more respect, more attention, more opportunities. That then in the technical side, you will do things and people will not read it, they will not follow, and you'll be in a meeting and someone will be like as if what you've been doing has never been, like you are not doing anything before then. Why? They were not looking at the report. But then with Excel, they are the ones who will look for you. Before the meeting starts, they will come and look for you and like they will be willing to listen to you. They will stay back, they will treat you. And so for me, young in my career, that's the kind of attention that all of my CCNA and technical certifications never got me. And I just knew there's something special about this data analysis, and I just like, I'm going to go fully into it. So the other question that I want to pass to you from someone else is, so this person says, hello, I'm not a corporate finance person. I use Python and Power BI for different data analytics. I also do quantitative modeling for financial markets, things like stocks and forex predictions. So my question is, what exactly does financial modeling entail? And can you do quantitative modeling, say financial markets predictions, with Excel? That's his question. Did you get it, or should I read it again? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
So that is somebody who is doing heavy lifting already. The advantage financial modeling will give you is, basically financial modeling is building an abstract representation of real life business scenarios. Companies use this to make decisions. So whether we are doing a new venture, we are going on a new project, we are launching a new service or product. In fact, most companies don't just spend. Before they spend, they need to be sure that what they are putting their money in is going to be profitable. And financial modeling comes in as that decision tool to help you build that real life scenario using numbers. So for most companies who are into investments, into equity research, bankers giving out loans to SMEs and all that, financial modeling helps them make good decisions, checking the viability of projects, what is the payback time, and all that. So if you're already conversant with quantitative methods using Excel, probably what you need to add is a little understanding of how the key financial statements help users make decisions. And here I'm talking about the income statement, the cash flow, and then the balance sheet. You see, all of them help people make decisions on profitability, use of assets, and use of cash. And at a very basic level, when you're able to build a financial model, it clears all doubts about the investment you are making. In fact, a very good financial model is also flexible. It allows you to sensitize certain variables. So example, what price should we even sell this? If we are not able to sell to 1,000 people, are we able to break even if you do 800? All those simulations are possible in financial modeling. So if you're already doing that, you're not too far away. You probably just need to understand how to let the financial statements talk to each other and also bring out the key performance indicators that people will use to make decisions. And I'm sure you should be able to use Excel to do that.
Great, great. We have gradually come to the end of the session. So again, thanks a lot for your time, for this amazing knowledge here. We just wanted to leave us with one thing. We wanted to leave us with something memorable, and what I can come up with from at the top of my mind is maybe you should tell us your most interesting experience in this field. You know, something that kind of stands out over these, you know, a decade plus career you've had in this field.
My Excel career has been dominated by the experience I've had with the community, the finance school. I keep saying these people are family, and I appreciate every single member, the over 170 people who've passed through that community. There are people who've supported me to grow, and beyond Excel, I think the members of this group has been one single inspiration. And if on the top of my head, there's any benefits I've had, God being so good, giving me this skill, it is the ability to impact and create this wide network of friends from the finance school. So thank you for this opportunity. And I must say that we keep learning from each other. I appreciate the inspiration that you've also offered. I wish I had another hour to also tell people how much Michael is an inspiration in this journey. Thank you all for spending time to be here this afternoon. Grateful.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll try to bring Bernard again to a future session, and then, you know. So thank you for joining us this week. It's right on the top of the hour, and for those of you that are also interested in the Excel one that will come up in an hour's time, you should just stay back, or maybe you should go through our meetup group and check the details. So thank you, and we hope to see you again next week. And from me and from Bernard, we are saying have a good rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.